In another video, I spoke about serendipitous moments and how special they are. But what I'm about to talk about today is a bit of that, but probably speaks more to the bond between mothers and daughters. You know, mothers, the steady hands through every storm. Their love isn't loud or flashy. It's woven into the fabric of the everyday moments. This story honors them all, but especially one mother and the unexpected gift that revealed how deeply the bonds can echo through generations. Many years ago, around 35 years ago, I stumbled upon a poem that spoke to my soul. I've always loved words, and this poem by Veronica Sheffield captured the wisdom of life, learning the difference between holding on and letting go, between love that frees and love that binds, between dreams worth chasing and those worth letting go. I carried it with me for a couple of years, reading it in quiet times and letting its truth sink in. It felt like a map for navigating adulthood and a gentle reminder that every dark night, light eventually returns if you have the courage to wait and grow. On a particular Mother's Day, I knew exactly what I was going to give my mom. I printed the poem on elegant paper. I chose a beautiful Lenox frame that caught the light just right, and I wrapped it in beautiful paper. This was a special gift, something meaningful I hoped would capture her heart as well. So on this Mother's Day, many years ago, I visited my mother. She was in the living room that afternoon. She smiled as she took the wrapped gift, and as she pulled back the wrapping, her expression sort of softened a little, and she read the title out loud, Comes the Dawn. And then she went silent. Without a word, she stood up and left the room, carrying the framed poem with her. You know, did she like it? Maybe she wasn't as moved by it as I'd been. I waited, and a few minutes later she came back into the room carrying her purse. She sat down beside me, opened it, and carefully pulled out an old folded piece of paper. The edges were a bit worn and the ink was slightly faded. And she unfolded it and handed it to me. There it was, the exact same poem, Comes the Dawn. She'd carried it in her purse for who knows how long, tucked away through joys and heartaches, through all the ordinary days that make a lifetime. She said, I found this years ago. It helped me through so much. I've kept it close, reading it when I needed some strength. And the gift I thought I was giving her had already been hers. What I offered wasn't new wisdom, but just a mirror, a reflection of how her quiet resilience had shaped me, and how the lessons she lived had found their way into my hands, only to circle back to her. 2 copies of the same poem, held by mother and daughter, bridging years of unspoken understanding. My mother has been gone now for quite a few years, so as life comes full circle, I now have the framed poem I'd given her on Mother's Day many, many years ago. This is it. And I'm going to read it to you, and I hope I get through it. Comes the dawn. After a while, you learn the subtle difference between holding a hand and chaining a soul. And you learn that love doesn't always mean leaning, and company doesn't always mean security. And you begin to learn that kisses aren't contracts, and presents aren't promises. And you begin to accept your defeats with your head up and your eyes ahead with the grace of a woman, not the grief of a child. And you learn to build all your roads on today because Tomorrow's ground is too uncertain for plans, and futures have a way of falling down in mid-flight. After a while, you learn that even sunshine burns if you get too much. So you plant your own garden and you decorate your own soul instead of waiting for someone to bring you flowers. And you learn that you really can endure, and you really are strong, and you really do have worth. And you learn, and you learn. With every goodbye, you learn. To every mother reading this, thank you for the dawns you've waded through, the hands you've held without chaining, the love you've given freely. Your gifts often go unseen, and yet they echo forever. May this day remind you of the profound impact you have, and may your children find ways to show you the light that you've always shared. Happy Mother's Day. The dawn always comes, and it's brighter because of you.